Hey, amazing friends, I'm with Rod. How are you, Rod?
Mate, I'm good. Thanks, Ed.
Now, Rod, we just had a great catch up before, and you were telling me off camera about your experiences in 9/11. Maximum prayers, love, and respect to 9/11 and their families. Can you tell us about it, man? What happened and what did you experience?
Well, actually, I happened to be an hour north at a skydiving centre when they asked for people with construction experience the next day. And I've got military and construction background, so I ended up going down there and ended up meeting up with some military blokes. I said, "G'day, Lieutenant Milner from Australia. I'm here to help." And I walked in with those guys.
So you were coincidentally, of course, in New York at the time of 9/11, and you literally just volunteered for service and helping out.
Well, that's what you do when you help friends.
Well,
And America's been a friend of Australia for a very long time, and vice versa. So they asked for help. I had the skills, so I was there to do something.
So what did you actually do at the time?
Well, I went down there, and that first night I noticed that they were still using torches, and under 2 layers of rubble you really couldn't see anything. So I remembered soon a generator, so when someone wasn't looking, I grabbed it and got these long cables and these 500 watt lamps and got it all set up. Went to fireman. I said, "Mate, you're now a lighting stand, go and light down there where your mates are." And all 5 firemen put their torches away and able to use 2 hands for digging on their shovels and trying to find people. And I just thought, wow, I've just sped it up and made it safer because there's so much light there. And I just kept doing it every night. Just kept on finding more generators and setting them up and helping all the firemen. That was my role.
So in a way, you became the makeshift logistics expert. It sounds like that's what you were doing. You were like the quartermaster logistics guy, giving materials to help the search.
Yeah, kind of more like the scrounger. Because I got them from anywhere and anywhere. And the funny thing was, after 3 days, they actually worked out that I was actually making a difference. And so they asked me what I needed, and I said a new ID pass and about 20 blokes, and they said, "Yeah, make it happen." So I asked the captain as we were looking for them for a platoon to work for me. I said, "Oh, maybe people with a bit of a naughty background before they joined the fire department," because I'd explained that all the generators were nicked from back areas and that. And he goes, "Oh, no, just the blokes." And he introduced me to this platoon from New Jersey. And they were fantastic. They got right into it. I had to make them honorary Australians because, we had a bit of a convict background, So I think they liked that because, the other problem we had was just to try and keep everyone motivated and up when in such a horrific moment. So we were able to do that, and the guys were just unreal.
So wow, so I suppose based on your military background, you became an honorary commander leading a squad of New York's finest in searching the rubble and finding survivors and that amazing stuff.
I take my hat off to those guys because they were looking for their friends and they were looking for people that they knew and they were helping out. So I was more than happy to do anything I could to make it safer, faster, and hopefully find people that we could, so or the remains of people, and that's what we did. We just kept doing it every night until basically I did it for 7 days or 7 nights until put a bit of steel through my knee, which didn't make things fun.
And I was going to say, if you don't mind me asking, how did you stay strong and motivated, and how did you keep your squad so motivated? You would have been dealing with such horrific, hard-working stuff on a day-by-day, hourly basis. How did you stay so positive and keep at it?
Well, it's kind of like one of those things, like I can just switch off the emotional side of it and focus on the job that's got to be done. Later on, you deal with things later on, but no, switch it on, bang, focus. This is what we've got to do. This is how we've got to do it. Let's make it happen.
Oh, wow, incredible. I just want to say, what's your message to, any, families, victims, or anyone that served? What's your message to those wonderful people that served in 9/11 and all their families? What would you like to say to them?
Well, it's really hard to say too much, except that my heart was with you, and we did our best to try and find anyone and everyone alive, and my heart definitely goes out to you.
Right, incredible. I just want to say thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
Thanks very much, Ad, and thank you for taking the time to ask me the questions.